Emerson gonna clear Mayato. Not gonna go low. He's gonna try and fake the 48. Stravato using the inside lane. Mayato now up half a groove. The second position looking for his first race win. Oh, hard contact. Mayato up in the air, up on the hood, on top of the Geico machine. All over his back bumper. He's gonna have to be very tactical with his moves. Oh, and hard under braking. Stravato nearly locked it up there. St. Bear's big slide out of turn number 1. Here comes Chris Samard, Kevin Cornelius. They're going to make a charge in the third lane. Is it too little, too late? Are they going to have the run out of turn number 4? Mark Emerson down low. They're all going to wreck. Dennis Fairclough in the lead right now. Here comes Nick Gardner. Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series live tonight from the Milwaukee Mile for the Martin Sports 150. Tonight's race, the second race of the season. Forward to a very fun one here at this flat 1 mile oval here in Milwaukee. Not a track that you often see the Cup cars come to here on iRacing, but it's going to be a good one, a very exciting race tonight, most likely with the way these cars have been driving for these racers out here. Very loose off the corner, really having to manhandle it here. You can see Ryan Gemmel getting a little bit loose there into last week's winner, AJ Stravato, the 33. Former series champion, looking to go get another one here tonight. He is the all-time winningest leader here in the Below the Double Yellow Racing League. To add to that total, and Zach Carr in the Bernie Lytics machine. A new paint scheme for him, new sponsor on board. He's going to be looking to bring that car to victory lane. Won the most races last season, second in the standings at the end of the season. Going to be looking to find victory lane here early on this season tonight. There is a bonus for the lowest incident points for the drivers in this race. So I have a feeling we'll have a few with 0 incidents, so that's probably going to get split amongst them. But different incentive to race clean out here tonight, and there are a lot of different payout prizes for these drivers throughout the season for different things throughout the race, fastest lap, things of that nature. If you're just joining us here for the first time this season, there are no more stages. It's going to be straight to the end of the race. We'll have cautions though if there are wrecks on the track, things like that. No fast repairs for any of these drivers on in tonight's race. You've got to keep that car clean and green and keep it out there on the racetrack. It's your only opportunity to win here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. We want to thank tonight's sponsor, Martin Sports, who also sponsoring the series. Thank them so much for coming on board once again this season. Martin Sports is a family-owned business providing the best custom gear. Learn more at martinsports906.com. You'll hear more from them in just a few moments as we are wrapping up the practice session. Chris Samard at the top of the charts, a driver from up there in New Hampshire. Going to be looking forward to a race tonight at a track. Going to be very, very similar. Hampshire, way that it drives. As we head to the qualifying session, we'll see where the drivers are able to slot in here tonight. Bradley Wilson pulls onto the racetrack first, the number 98 machine, who had a really great race going last week and came up just one position short of the victory. We'll be looking to try and capture that win tonight. Go on board with him, or actually let's go on board with Chris Samard, who give us a good perspective of how this car is going to race here tonight. Going the helmet cam here, diving down into turn number 1. 9.5 degrees of banking for these drivers out here tonight. Like he is locked into 5th gear right now. Not going to be trying to switch gears up in the corners. Rolling back onto the throttle and exit here. Might be trying to one-up his lap on the second attempt. Oh, no, that's going to be it for him. A 30.69. Pretty good looking lap right there. Is Bradley Wilson across the stripe, 30.88. He'll go second. Dave Ferris will go third at 31 flat. Zach Carr now with a 30.80. He'll go to second, right where he was in the practice session. Eye on Ryan Gemmel, who is also very fast in practice out here on his first lap right now. Down the back stretch, up along that outside wall. Down in turn number 3 and 4, overshot it just a bit, went a little wide of the groove. We'll get it wound back up. Oh, and he's actually going to lose the car. Better get it stopped before he gets to the start-finish line. He will get another attempt. He resets right here. Mistake, costly mistake for sure, and he actually gets it rolling again. And looks like he may be electing to start from the back of the field. Not sure if we just have one lap tonight in qualifying. How about AJ Stravato working out of turn number 4, trying to keep that car down low. Across the line, 30.67. That'll knock him up into the second spot. Seth Hatchell has taken the pole for the moment. He knocked Chris Samard off the top spot with a 30.65, about 200ths faster than Stravato. Auto across the line. He'll go 6th quick. James Loveland 7th. Eric Gallion go 8th fast. He's a nice short track driver. As Stravato still in that. Reggie Ortega jump up to 4th. Joshua Abbey sporting a new lookout here. Tonight he comes out of turn number 4 towards the start finish line. He'll go 31.4. That will be good for 20th fastest out of 25 that have qualified. Luke Knupp up to speed here. '97 machine just losing it off of exit. Oh, into the end of pit road. But Dallas Sullivan making his way onto the racetrack. I know a lot of people were saying if you didn't get enough practice in for tonight's race, we're going to be in big trouble out here on the racetrack. We've had 25 drivers qualify, and the time spread over 1.1 seconds. That shows you just how hard it is to drive these cars out here tonight. Dallas turns 3 and 4, gets it woed down. Drive it up out of the corner, able to hang on to the tail end. 31.07. That'll be good enough for 12th fastest. Nice lap there by Dallas. Eric Hutton bringing his car out of turn number 4 as well, across the stripe. The driver very good on these short tracks. 30.93. He'll go 8th fastest. Out 3/10 off the pole time. 28 of 35 drivers have taken a time. We cross the halfway point in the qualifying session. They'll go to their drivers meeting, and we will go to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server and with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Back at the racetrack now, taking a look at our starting grid in tonight's race. Seth Hatchell going to be rolling off from the top spot here in the number 8 machine for Team V-Speed with a 30.650. Second lap to his outside, it's going to be AJ Stravato in the number 33 machine. Not gridded up just yet, but a very good lap by him. He'll roll off from the second position. Chris Samard going to be starting from third here tonight, the number 37 machine. And from fourth, it'll be Reggie Ortega in the 22 Virtual Racing League machine. Zach Carr starting from fifth here tonight, 30.807 in the Bernie Lytics. Camaro, Bradley Wilson going to be starting from sixth position in the Sim Speed Shop. And Shenandoah Shine Ford Fusion here tonight. Custom grill on that machine. Looping up starting from the seventh position. Eric Hutton going to be rolling off from eighth here tonight. Keith Mayato starting from ninth. James Loveland rounding out the top 10, rolling off from the 11th position tonight. It will be Eric Gallion Starting in 12th, Jeremy Stanley. Starting 13th, it'll be Safe Ferris. 14th is Dallas Sullivan. 15th tonight, it'll be Dennis Faircloth. 16th, Kevin McGarvey. Going off from 17th, it'll be Eric Lambert in the number 19, who's outside Josiah Vincent in 18th. Kenny Bishop right there in the number 4 car. He'll be rolling off from 19th position. Jeremiah Vincent going to be rounding out the top 20 in the 9. Cody Adkins first. Angelo Ronas 22nd. Joshua Abbey 23rd. Miles Morse 24th. 25th, Lane Sulfridge 26th. Scott Martin 27th is going to be Dustin Logston 28th. Jeremy Clapper Newell 29th will be Ryan Gimmel 30th. Timmy Emanuele. Alan Dice 31st. Jordan Shepler 32nd. Dennis Steele 33rd. Thomas Brendel 34th. Robert Gilmore going to be running out the field here tonight in 35th position. We're about to get going here. Pace car making the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Green flag in the air, off and away from the Milwaukee Mile. Hatchell going to lead him on to the back straightaway with a lead over his teammate Chris Samard, who's going to try and shut the door over Zach Carr, and he will do so. Secures the second spot. They are fighting now almost 3 wide. The 97 of Luke Knupp as Reggie Ortega, the 2 machine, very sideways right there. They're going to close up on him. Here comes Safe Fair. It's going to shoot the gap as Hatchell leads lap number 1. And locking up the brakes, the 98 into Reggie Ortega. And yellow flag flies. Reggie going around. Oh, right in front of Jeremiah Vincent. And another machine right there. That's going to be the 31 of Miles Morse as Reggie Ortega got a lot of contact right there to open things up. Let's go take a look at what happened to him. It all started here with the number 2 car, Ortega. Up here inside the top 5. Oh, just got a little loose there. Stayed off the 97. You can see he slowed up big time on the front straightaway. Down into the corner. The 98 locks the brakes, gets into his left rear. Reggie does a good job hanging on to it until he gets tapped again. That was the 77. Also collects Jeremiah Vincent and then Miles Morse as that wreck continued on for a while. They're hard to slow these cars down. Go look at it here. That was the 77. That is Kevin McGarvey, the Sailor Tarot Magic machine. And big damage there for Jeremiah Vincent. Gets collected. Not how you want to start things out here. As Ortega will go to pit road. I'm sure he'll be joined by quite a few others, including Jeremiah Vincent. Brings it on to pit road. You guys will have plenty of damage to get fixed up here as Hatchell has led the first few laps, able to secure the lead there. The opening sequence. Able to hang on to it over his teammate Chris Samard. Zach Carr into 3rd. We do want to welcome the Simulators Anonymous drivers, Eric Lambert and also Robert Gilmore in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. Alec Martinez will not be in the booth today. He had prior commitments. So he was unavailable tonight. We look forward to broadcasting more races with him. We also may have another team member coming on board here for the Thursday night events. So, forward to expanding the team as pace car lights are off. It is going to be the V-Speed machines of Seth Hatchell and Chris Samard on the front row. We do want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Of course, cheer on your favorite driver. Who do you think is going to win tonight's race? Who are you rooting for? Try and follow along with them throughout the event. Seth Hatchell, Chris Samard, front row here. Zach Carr, Luke Knupp in row number 2. Pace car making the hard left-hand turn. Field in the hands of Hatchell. Green flag back in the air. And now Zach Carr looking to take advantage of the inside lane. Going to work to the inside of Samard. He'll take second away. Now sets his sights on the race leader. That is Seth Hatchell. They work down the backstretch here. You can see how hard it is under braking for some of these guys. Oh, and Carr hard to the wall. Eric Gallion straight on, head on into the wall. Huge hit for the 11 machine. Not sure what happened, but he went spearing to the right. That is 2 cautions already in this one. Huge hit for Eric Lambert. Take a look what happened to the driver of the number 11 machine, Dennis Faircloth, right there behind him. I don't believe there was any contact. No, the 11 goes in the corner. Gets the back end loose. Maybe an overcorrection, but he slammed that outside wall. Nobody else collected. That may very well be the end of his night. Able to roll away, but we'll see if he has to bring it in here. Hard hit for Eric Gallion in the Jolly Rancher Team Red Speed machine. Is going to bring it on the pit road here tonight. Follow Reggie Ortega, and also that is the 98 of Bradley Wilson. They only have 4 sets of tires here tonight in addition to the starting set. So, gonna have to be fairly careful with using those tires here on these yellow flags. Could lead to some tire strategy, pit strategy at the end of this race. Right now, not receiving a lot of wear are these Goodyears. Max Holmer in chat cheering on Dallas Sullivan. That's number 46, you're my hero. Dallas out here running in 12th position, up from 14th. You're about to get doubled up. Oh, gonna go around another time. Get Dallas in, actually bring him in here. Dallas Sullivan, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy.
Hello, Adam. I do.
Well, Dallas running solidly here in the top 15. I know we just got started, and it's been a little bit messy out there. The car's sliding around a lot. How's it feeling for you?
Well, I've got 1 green flag lap in, I think, so far. In practice, the car felt good. Kudos to whoever put the setup together. It's driving very, very nice. I'd like to get a couple of green flag laps, though, to see how she works with all these cars around her, though.
Yeah, we've seen a couple instances of locking up the brakes. I know the braking's a bit different in these next-gen machines. Has it felt different here tonight on kind of this flat racetrack?
You know, I've noticed in practice, I was, after a couple laps, felt like I could really kind of send it on in there on the brakes and actually get the car to turn in that initial, turn in when you're still on the brakes, which was really nice. I don't know if that's just me, placebo or something like that, but it sure felt good.
Yeah, that's it's always nice when you can get the car to rotate there on turn entry like that. But just wanted to check in with you. You got a fan in chat who's cheering you on. And
Heck yeah, love it to hear it.
All right, Dallas, good luck out there, man.
Thanks, Adam.
Dallas Sullivan, driver of the number 46 car. Got a fan in chat here cheering him on. Seth Hatchell in control of this race. He's led every lap. 2 cautions already here in the first 10 laps. I know it's a difficult setup, and we've had some struggles from the drivers already. A restart laps. So pace car making its way towards pit road. And Hatchell wasting no time, off and away, green flag in the air. Mayato dives in deep. Oh, he gets into the 27 of that car. And another caution flies. Wow, that is not who I would expect to get into it. And they both are able to carry on. Yellow flag triggered by that accident, though. Man, must be tough out here tonight as Mayato and Zach Carr get together. And let's go take a look here what happened with that one. I know Mayato got into the corner pretty deep. Just slid up the racetrack. Just had no opportunity to ever collect that machine. We take a look here. He goes down into the corner, dives in deep. Car just goes straight. Maybe a little issue with locking up under braking again. Go on board with him here. What happened exactly? Oh, just understeer right there. Up the hill into the Bernie Lytics, number 27. Both able to continue on, but Mayato now going to bring it on to pit road, probably receiving an EOL for that incident. They do give penalties to drivers who cause accidents here. That one clearly on Mayato. Zach Carr luckily able to retake his third position. That moves Luke Knupp now up into second. That looks like Eric Gallion just exiting pit road. Currently one lap down, the only driver off the lead lap in the Jolly Rancher machine. Tonight could very well be a race of attrition for these drivers. How about AJ Stravato? Started in second. He's back to sixth right now. Almost forgot that he started up there on the front row. But AJ much better usually at the tail end of a run than the beginning. Driver right there behind him, Eric Hutton. Teammate be looking to put on a good performance. And Jeremy Stanley, a driver here in the number 60. He had a very good practice session before the race as Eric Gallion goes up the hill. He was at the top of the practice charts for quite some time until he got knocked down to about 6th or 7th, and that's about where he resides right now in the field during the race, but still early in the Nerditudes car. It will be Seth Hatchell now, Luke Knupp. You think we can get more than a lap of green flag action in before we get another yellow flag here tonight? Already 3 in the first 15 laps. Hopefully we can keep it green for a little bit longer. Pace car in, green flag back in the air. Hatchell, great jump that time to pull out in front about 2 or 3 car lengths. And here comes Zach Carr, dives it down into turn number 1. He is right there on the bumper. Oh, and he goes up the hill. Slid right up the racetrack did Zach Carr. A bit loose on the exit of the corner. Now he's under fire from Chris Samard for the 3rd position. Exiting turn number 4. There goes Stravato up the track. He's going to lose a spot now to the 60. And out of the corner, we do complete a lap. Hatchell down into turn number 1 as 2 or 3. Oh, and another yellow flag. I spoke too soon. Thomas Brendel goes around out of turn number 4. I saw him struggling a bit in the practice session. Let's go take a look here. What happened to... down on the inside of... that is Jordan Shepler. Trying to exit the corner there. Lazy slide, and he's just tagged the end of pit lane. Goes around. Able to continue on. He may have knocked the rear axle out of it, though, just a bit. I would have thought would bring it into pit lane, but maybe not open just yet, as Hatchell in the field working through turns 3 and 4. Hatchell has led every single lap. I don't foresee any of these leaders bringing it in right here unless they've got damage. That does not appear to be the case. Let's go side by side during this commercial or this caution break. We will be right back.
Watch your Element sign reading weekly on Sailor Tarot Magic's YouTube to answer all of your love and career questions. Call to schedule your personal reading at 732-314-0777.
Back at the racetrack now. Not sure what's going on up here with Safe Ferris. He kind of all over the track right now. Maybe pressing some turn over something that may have happened. Not sure. Pace car lights are still on. Wonder if we were getting the one to go there and it got delayed for some reason. Hatchell, though, going to be your race leader. He's led every single lap, has fended off pressure from multiple drivers now, as we've had 4 cautions. It does say 1 lead change. I'm not sure exactly what that was. May have been one of the cars going to pit, something like that, but I don't. Drivers who everybody is on the lead lap. All 35 drivers in the field still on the lead lap here. Gonna be 20 laps in this time as pace car lights are off. That Hatchell gonna restart for us here. If you're just joining, this is go there. Martin Sports 150 from the Milwaukee Mile. 1 mile flat oval racetrack here up in Milwaukee. This is the second race of the season for these drivers in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Tonight's race sponsored by Martin Sports. Want to learn more about them? Check out their information. A link in the description of the video today. The presenting sponsor of the series and tonight's race. We're about to get rolling here. Once again, it'll be Hatchell and Luke Knupp. We've got Zach Carr, Chris Samard in row number 2. If we could say green longer than a couple laps this time is, again, good jump for Hatchell. He'll clear the 97, and now Zach Carr dives in there. Look at Chris Samard with the send, and almost a little tap to the bumper there of Luke Knupp as Luke tries to cross over. Hatchell, he'll get to the inside, and now a little squirrely on exit. Hatchell maintains the race lead. And everybody works their way out of turn number 2, down into turn 3. Up, sent it in there. So did Zach Carr. They both lose a car length to Seth Hatchell, who works his way out of turn number 4. We've got cars sliding all over the place back here. That was Dallas Sullivan who slid down the racetrack on the exit of the corner here. Now looks to the inside of Eric Hutton. Cody Adkins right there in the picture, along with James Loveland. All those drivers have been right around the top 10. Working out of turn number 2. Everybody makes it through that time. Farther back in the field, Timmy Emanuele right here in front of a 3-wide battle, including Reggie Ortega, who was up at the front early on. Miles Morse up the hill, 3-wide, potentially on exit. They are sliding around back here, you can tell. Look at Jeremiah Vincent, who went way down the track. And Locked it up a little bit there under braking. Did Reggie Ortega, the 2 machine. On the backstretch. Oh, contact right there. That's Bradley Wilson who blowed up early. I think Mayato got into him. The 36 car. They all continue onwards. Mayato lost a lot of momentum right there, and he rides 24th. Up at the front, though, Zach Carr has taken the 2nd position away from Luke Knupp. They work down the back stretch. Eric Hutton right here riding in the 9th position. He's got pressure from Dallas Sullivan, who finds himself in the top 10. Cody Adkins in 11th now going to feel the pressure from James Loveland. Going to work to the inside out of turn 4. The 56 across the stripe has the edge. Down into turn number 1. Try and secure that position. Can't do it just yet as Adkins fights back on the high side. Now on exit, looks like Loveland with a good run out of the corner. They remain side by side just a bit. Adkins going to hang on his quarter panel. No battles to speak of up in front of these two. That's really the first one, although Dennis Faircloth starting to fade just a little bit, or maybe he's starting to make his way forward. Up from 15th into 9th right now is Faircloth. Here comes the 46 of Dallas Sullivan, going to peek down low, trying to get the nose in there. Just did, but not able to keep it there on the exit of the corner as they race down the backstretch again. Lap times in the 31-second range for these drivers tonight. They get slowed down under 100 miles an hour down through these corners, then up over 150 down into turn number 1. Hatchell starting to see that 27 get bigger and bigger out the rear view mirror. Oh, you can see Zach Carr fighting that race car down the racetrack to keep it from sliding around underneath him. Hatchell just being smooth right now. He is setting a pace that these guys cannot keep up with other than Zach Carr. But Luke Knupp, he's fallen now 1.7 seconds back in 3rd. Safe Ferris, AJ Stravato, Chris Simard. 4th, 5th, and 6th fighting for position behind him. Jeremy Stanley, Eric Hutton, you can throw in that bundle. Couple drivers involved in early incidents here tonight. Keith Mayato, Reggie Ortega, 20th and 21st. As we've got a car around, that may be Cody Adkins. It is Cody Adkins. Hope they all avoid him here. Yellow flag flying now for the 5th time tonight in the first 30 laps. Take a look at what happened to Cody. Riding behind James Loveland just outside the top 10. Dove it in really hard into turn 3, tried to drive it up out of the corner, lost the back end. Oh, and Faircloth was going around, and then he checked up, got turned around by the 22. That was Scott Martin, I believe. Oh, no, not Scott Martin. That was the 22. That was Angelo Ronis who got into him. Go on board here with Angelo. Cody up the hill. He loses the back end a little bit there. Looks like he had it saved. Maybe a little tap. Hard to say. Back and look at it one more time. No, he didn't touch him. So Cody just went around on his own, probably trying to stay off of the 22. Wait, he brought it down pit road, but did not stop. So probably be close to going a lap down. We do have drivers pitting. Not many up front. I see Reggie Ortega back on pit road. Mayato behind him. There goes this Jeremy Stanley. Galleon Road, Scott Martin, Jeremy Clapper Newell. Miles Morse, Lane Sulfridge, Ryan Gemmel. Got to be careful. He may have crossed the line right there. Base car lights are off. We're going to be going green next time. Hatchell in front. Zach Carr riding in that second position. Nobody's been able to pass Hatchell tonight. Apologies for all the spam chats going on with that the last few. We'll be going green this time, though. 5 cautions already in the first 32 laps. Not what we were expecting to see here tonight. We knew the setup was going to be loose and difficult. Thought that we'd have a little better handle on it here in the early laps. Hopefully these guys figure it out here. We get some green flag racing. Pace car once again to pit road. Green flag back in the air. As Hatchell got a tap from Luke Knupp. He'll lead the field down into turn 1. Here comes Zach Carr, going to try and get to his outside. And he will get there, but up the track he goes. It's going to be hard to drive up out of the corner like that. Able to stay alongside down into turn number 3. We'll see if he can outbrake him down into the corner here. Hatchell very conservative down there in the inside lane. See Zach Carr up on the high side. Almost contact between him and the 97. We've got Dallas Sullivan in the wall. And 2-3 wide here down into turn 1. They settle it out. Dallas Sullivan loses a few positions up at the front, though. The battle for the lead now 3 cars. As there is Luke Knupp, who's been right in this fight all race long. How about AJ Stravato closing back in? Just like I said, the tail end of a run. Even though we've only had about 20 green flag laps here tonight, maybe. And big slide there. Timmy Emanuele riding in 10th right now, the 39. Red, white, and green car. As Hatchell, like he secures the lead. We've got a car sliding up the track, though. That is Luke Knupp. Almost catches the wall. Oh, and James Loveland nearly ran over Chris Smart. Man, these guys are struggling out here tonight. Unfamiliar track, unfamiliar setup, and new car. And we've got that is Luke Knupp sliding. Hangs onto it with some help from Safe Ferris. And now Safe gonna send it in the corner, gets into his door. And Safe goes up the hill. And he's gonna lose a lot of spots and collect some damage. Kemper's flaring right there for Safe Ferris. Out in front, Hatchell able to reclaim the lead, still hanging on to it. He's fought off every attempt now from Zach Carr. Had a real good shot at it. I am surprised that wasn't able to keep him pinned down, but Carr just so hard to drive tonight. A little damage on that 27 car. Out of turn number 2, side-by-side battle back here. Dennis Faircloth, he'll get passed up by Keith Mayato. Reggie Ortega up a little ways alongside Alan Dice. Man, it just seems if you get out of that inside groove, these cars just take off. 670 horsepower in these next-gen machines. You got to stack up right there. That was behind Timmy Emanuele. There's contact. That was Jeremy Stanley. Getting almost turned around. He gets it back up to speed here. He'll fall back to 19th as Mayato has lost his spot to Dennis Faircloth. Man, I can just see how hard it is to hang on to these cars tonight. They are just wheeling it up out of the corner. Look at Zach Carr. He's sliding all over. Worthwhile to mention, they did just update the aero package and overall package of these cars here on iRacing. So it might be a little bit new to some of these drivers. Side by side, Luke Knupp, Eric Hutton, as Hutton now moves into the top 5. Also closing in, James Loveland up into 8th position. 56 for Team Red Speed right there with his teammate. Oh, and there's Luke Knupp, head on into the outside wall. And oh, Timmy Emanuele gets a piece of it. And Jeremiah Vincent. That's going to be the end of the day for the 39 machine. Let's take a look here. What happened to Luke Knupp? That's the second head-on impact we have seen in this race. That is not what you want to see. Luke Knupp, who has been battling up inside the top 5, top 10 all race long. Racing with Eric Hutton there for the 5th position. Lost the back end, then overcorrects hard into the wall. And then, oh, big hit for Timmy Emanuele, who collects Jeremiah Vincent. Everyone else stays off of it. On board here with Timmy Emanuele as he exited turn number 2. Speeds up, just didn't see it, and then lifted, and then just bang, bang, nowhere to go. Looking up, came to rest there on the outside wall. Jeremiah Vincent down by the inside wall. Also lost the front end of his race car. And he has been through it all here tonight. The engine smoking on that Chevy Camaro. It is now a parking lot on pit road. He sees that car has brought it in. Looks like Seth Hatchell also. And that is going to be Zach Carr winning the battle off pit road. We had 8 drivers stay on the racetrack, including Reggie Ortega, who takes over the top spot. You know what? We're going to pull Eric Hutton into the booth. Get a word with him. I'm sure he has some comments about the race. Eric Hutton, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Eric, it's a bit messy out there, man. What's it like from your perspective out there?
Yeah, you know, once you get spread out, it's pretty good racing. You know, the actual good amount of sliding going on. You got to hold on to the car, especially out of 4. But yeah, I mean, when we're packed up like this, it's kind of hold your breath and hope you keep fenders on it. But so far, a lot of fun keeping it up front. Although not really after that pit stop, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you've got about 8 or 10 cars up there who didn't pit this time, but good luck making it back up there. I'm sure we'll see you towards the front once again, but good luck out there.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Thanks.
Eric Hutton, the 88 machine, as they're about to go green here. Didn't realize they were taking the 1 to go. Eric in 88 Wild Turkey. Working down the front stretch. Reggie Ortega gets us going. Green flag back in the air. It'll be Ortega, Mayato, Stanley, Gemmel, and Martin as Gemmel gets tapped from behind, drifting through turns 1 and 2. As he tries to save it, goes around now in front of the field. And they all stay off of him for the moment. Yellow flag flying again, though. Not sure if we had any other impacts anywhere, but Gemmel will go straight to the back of the pack. Close call for him. He could have very easily gotten a lot more damage than that. Let's go back and take a look. Not where he wanted to be after that restart. Gemmel in the 6 car cut down in front. The 67 of Scott Martin gets into the back bumper. And Gemmel, really good save. Almost got the inside wall. That's why he had to come up the racetrack there and ended up losing the back end. Boy, oh boy, it has been messy out here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. I knew it would be interesting, but I did not know it was going to be this much a race of attrition and this difficult to hang on to these cars tonight. as we have had 7 cautions here in the first 46 laps. Probably about 15 cars involved overall, so almost half the field has gotten a piece of at least some of these wrecks tonight. I do want to thank you for tuning in here. If you're enjoying the broadcast, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also hit the bell icon to stay notified of when we go live. And you can follow us on these other social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're also on Twitch with our V-Speed After Dark series, which has been a lot of fun over the last 3 weeks. I think we'll be running that one tomorrow night. Rare occurrence, we'll have anything on Wednesdays. But looking forward to that one. Going to be the street stocks at new LA Coliseum racetrack. Be very, very entertaining. And I know a lot of these guys very excited for that one. I am looking forward to that one so much. Should have Alec Martinez back up in the booth. Welcome, Tom Baker, aka Dad. Thanks for tuning in. Been a bit rough out here tonight. 7 cautions in the first 45 laps. The record pace for this league. I think the most we ever had was it was 25, and that was a rough night for a lot of these guys. Hopefully we don't get to that point here. Track so much like New Hampshire, this Milwaukee Mile. Flat corners, kind of long sweeping corners, then these long straightaways where you're really just getting back up to speed to get down to speed into the next corner. How about this up here? We've got Reggie Ortega and Keith Mayato going to be manning the front row. Then Jeremy Stanley, Scott Martin, Dustin Logston into the top 5. Miles Morse covering from an incident. He's 6th. Zach Carr in 7th. He is the first car on the freshest tires. Jeremy Clapper Newell in 7th. Or rather in 8th. Seth Hatchell 9th. AJ Stravato in 10th. So a few drivers with those fresh tires making up the back half of the top 10. Really not too many laps on the tires of the drivers up front, but you know those guys with pretty much sticker tires going to be charging hard here to get back that track position. Try and avoid these incidents farther back in the field as Ortega going to lead us to green. Pace car is in. Green flag again from the Milwaukee Mile. You just hold your breath here as they work through 1 and 2. Already sliding the 51 of Dustin Logston, but he hangs on to it. Backed up the inside lane just a bit. Here comes Stravato diving in. He slots in front of Chris Samard. Now the 27 of Zach Carr going to try and shoot the inside of 51. And Scott Martin, big wiggle right in front of him. Goes down the racetrack. Here comes Hatchell, going to split 3 wide. He backs out of it. Probably a smart move after everything that we have seen tonight. Working up out of the corner, going to get to the inside as we've got a car in the wall. There goes Dennis Faircloth down into the inside wall, spins it around. He is in the grass. Hopefully don't get a yellow flag for that. He would sure love one. Gets back rolling. There's the caution. Faircloth just out in front of Eric Gallion there is what triggered it. Happened here. They were 2-3 wide, deep fields. Looking at Dennis Faircloth down low. There was a car up the track. That was the 35. There's contact with James Loveland. And then Dennis almost makes contact with the 31, or maybe did make contact with Miles Morse. Another view of it. No contact there. Just trying to stay off of him. happened with the 35? He just went way up the racetrack. Actually, sorry, that's the 95. It's like the 35. He and Miles Morse, I think, both kind of, yeah, they just missed the braking zone. Morse up into the wall. And yeah, there was the contact with James Loveland, put the 95 back in the wall. And Dennis evasive maneuvers. What he had to do, but cost him all the track position and a bit of damage on that race car. Not too hard of a hit. He'll go tail end of the lead lap here. Eric Gallion also still pit farming that race car. You can see the damage there. Robert Gilmore then, still with a clean race car, riding in 30th, up 5 positions. I know a fan favorite out there. Trying to stay out of trouble, which hard to do for many of these drivers. Kenny Bishop back here as well. Started up inside the top 20. Haven't seen much from him here tonight, but minding his own business. Eric Lambert, surprisingly, has not been the recipient of some bad luck tonight, so that is good for him so far, but still a long ways to go. Hopefully I didn't jinx him. It will be Reggie Ortega once again leading us back to green. Pace car lights are still on. On a little pole here. Question tonight is how many cautions we end up with in tonight's race. It's been messy out here tonight. There's no denying that. 8 cautions in the first third of the event. That puts us on pace for, over 20 tonight, almost 25. So make your vote in chat. Know what you're thinking. We can clean it up here. Pace car lights are off. Gonna be going green this time, exiting turn number 4. Here we go. Pace car making its way back onto pit road once again. Reggie Ortega off and away. Jeremy Stanley was on his outside, did not get a good jump. Here comes Zach Carr, gonna jump down to the inside lane, try and secure what would be third if he can get up there and challenge that car in the high lane. Side by side through a lot of this field, still out of turn number 2. There goes Zach Carr, going to look down low. The door is shut by Jeremy Stanley, but he slides up the racetrack. And here comes Carr for the 3rd position. Chris Samard also drifted up the track. Lost a few positions there, fell back outside the top 10, and we've got another car going around. 2, 3 in the wall. That is Hutton. Trying to catch up with them here. Hutton involved in that one. 67, that was Scott Martin. Then got another one in there too. Hutton got into, that was the 51. 67 up the hill, and then the 95 into it. '51 being Dustin Logston, got it. He was the recipient of the bumper there from Hutton, who was down low. Little net code, but I think inevitably would have made contact. Huge hit, though, up off the ground for Scott Martin. Here. Oh man, getting just up off the ground there. 95 could not get slowed down to stay out of it. He gets into Hutton as well. These cars are resilient. You can see they just continue onwards, but gonna be hurting for downforce and horsepower. Ooh, almost getting into the back of the 31. Scott Martin getting onto pit road here. There is Miles Morse trying to find his pit box. There we go. They both find their boxes. Reggie Ortega loving this. He gets to stay out in front. And that lowest incident bonus payout tonight. It may be the only person with 0 at the end of this thing. I think almost everyone has instant points. I can't see what they've got, but only going to have some for most drivers. We've got a few votes, or a vote for over 25 cautions tonight, and we do want to give a shout out to Zach Smith, Nick Starling, who are here watching tonight. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in here tonight. Bit of a slow one here with the cars hard to handle, I think, as it possibly could be. Very, very tricky. Ortega managing to recover up here too right now. I'm going to pull him. Reggie Ortega, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Reggie, it has it's been a race of attrition so far. You yourself collected in an incident on lap number 1. You're up here in the race lead, though. How's the car feel? Is it up to full power?
It's definitely up to full power. I'm not sure the damage really matters unless I get some more, but yeah, I mean, it's feeling good. I just wish there was a lot more grip.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of sliding around. We've seen guys struggling with the braking tonight too, just getting down into these corners. I know these next gen cars are a lot different, but it felt, more difficult to get the car slowed down into these turns tonight.
Not really slowed down, but just to get the car stable enough when you're braking into the corner. That's the only thing I think people are having an issue with. Like I've locked up the brakes a few times, and I didn't think I was hitting the brake pedal that hard, but yeah, the brakes is definitely a challenge today.
Definitely what we've seen to be the case across the board here tonight. But find yourself in a good spot here with a ways to go yet, but good luck the rest of the way here, Reggie.
Thank you, sir.
Ortega leading this race, the virtual racing league. But definitely want to give a shout out to Virtual Racing League. Unfortunately, they have paused their operations for this year. But definitely a lot of good racers over there. If you're looking to get involved in another league, it's on Wednesday nights. Maybe if they get enough activity, they'll get going once again. But he gets a great jump over Keith Mayato. Keith, though, going to be able to secure second position straight away. Once again, hoping and praying we make it through a few more laps here. 60 laps knocked or clicked off. And it's going to be 90 to go yet. Mayato holding on to second. He's got damage too. That car closing in. Here's Seth Hatchell, who's led a lot of this race, up to fourth. He's gotten by AJ Stravato. They make up the top 5. Then Angelo Ronas, who's had a pretty quiet night. He was involved in something a little bit earlier up here in 6th. Josiah Vincent, who I would consider to be a sleeper pick for this kind of race. Oh, Dallas Sullivan, hard in the wall, cars flipping. Oh, that was Cody Adkins. Big hit again for him. Dallas Sullivan got turned head on into the outside wall. And some violent wrecks tonight. Cody Adkins, the pit lane. Go take a look here. On board with Cody Adkins. Dallas, he just lost it on his own, and then Cody, oh man. Nothing you can do about that. Now Sullivan's spinning here. Oh, he gets tagged by, that was Safe Ferris, I think. Yeah, Safe goes sliding through the grass backwards. Actually ended up rolling backwards here for quite some time. Dallas right up there in front of him gets loose. Then he's going to take out Loveland, Adkins, Ferris. I think everybody else able to avoid. Big hits for quite a few drivers right there. I wonder if Eric Hutton got a piece of this at the tail end too, with them all stopped like this. No, he did not. Cody Adkins has towed it, you would expect after a hit like that, flying through the air. Work under the yellow flag once again. Reggie Ortega still your race leader. It looks like Jeremiah Vincent, he'll get a lap back. Well off the lead lap though, 18 laps down at the moment. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Coming up to the line, being chased, and it was Braden Johnson. Unbelievable finish. It was 1/1000th of a second between them.
Green flag in the air. We are racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race. Side by side for the race lead in the final corner at Homestead.
Down the back straightaway, 3 wide again for the race lead. This is unbelievable stuff here tonight.
Loma is going to have to be very deep on the brakes, and he is very deep on the brakes. It's side by side through the corner. This is for the win.
It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett Lowe. 4 wide at the stripe. For all his work here on this outside line, neck and neck. Who's going to back out? Does anyone back out? Verstappen starts to squeeze on the inside, and now he'll try and straight line it. Goes under the apron. Drag race to the line. It's so close to call.
Back at the racetrack, it is Reggie Ortega and Zach Carr on the front row. Carr has been able to drive back up through the field. And he's brought Seth Hatchell and AJ Stravato right along with him. They'll take up row number 2. Then Angelo Ronas and Josiah Vincent in row number 3. See if Ortega, who's got by far the oldest tires of anyone inside the top 10, is able to hang on to this top spot for much longer. Pace car on a pit road, green flag in the air. Ortega, great jump once again. He'll have a 2-car length lead down into turn 1. We'll see how long that lasts though, as Zach Carr sends it down in the corner. Ortega just up the track a little bit. And Hatchell struggling under braking there, almost lost the back end. Here comes Stravato challenging down to the inside now for 3rd position. Angelo Ronas, Chris Samard following suit as Hatchell struggling just a little bit here on this restart. He'll get back down in line, tries to close up, gets right up to the back bumper of AJ Stravato. And challenge for the race lead, Reggie Ortega up the hill. And there goes Zach Carr to the inside. He'll take the lead away out of turn number 2. Racing down the backstretch, maintains that top spot. Ortega, we'll see if he can fight back, but those old tires probably not going to work out too well for him. Stravato into 3rd, Hatchell into 4th. Angelo Ronas now finds himself in the top 5. Good drive by him, up from 22nd in the 22 car. Angelo, one of those guys who just quietly makes his way forward each and every race. Found his way into the championship 8 last. As we do have a yellow flag, that's the 80 of Dennis Faircloth involved in another one here tonight. We'll see what happened to him. He caused it. Nobody else got into him here. No, it does look like he got turned around. That's the 95. Again, caught up in another one. Yeah, just under braking right there. Gets the 80 in the back bumper. Dennis trying to hang on to it, locks it down. It off the wall. And he has been through the ringer here tonight, as well as so many others. Boy, oh boy, it has been difficult out here tonight. There is no doubt about that. Dennis brings his car on the pit road. If not, pull him up here and see how he's feeling about tonight's race. We're going green this time. We'll see if we can pull up. Yeah, Dustin Logs. I haven't ever talked to Dustin. Dustin Logston, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Absolutely. How you doing today?
Hey, not too bad, man. It has been a rough one out there tonight, man. You got caught up in an incident. Almost everybody's been caught up in something here. Car's been described as difficult to handle, hard to get under control, under braking, and off the corner. But, you know, you've been up and down through the field tonight. How's it feel for you?
It doesn't feel bad. I mean, it's true. You got to be easy on that throttle there, and once it starts breaking loose, sometimes it's hard to bring it back. A lot of drivers are having issues with it. I think the biggest thing that I've seen out there is drivers having a hard time judging other drivers' brake points and entry points into the corner. I feel that's kind of caused a couple of cautions and issues out there. But, I mean, we've been up through the field, back through the field. We're just trying to keep it clean, try to be there at the end. That's the plan. Try to get this Martin Sports Nerditudes car up there in the top 10. Solidly top 5 if we can.
Yeah, I think getting back up to the front, keeping it clean is going to be easier said than done. But, you know, you did a good job keeping it under control, even after getting tagged in that earlier spin there. So able to keep it, for the most part, as clean as you can. So looking good out there for sure. So we'll see if you can make your way back to the front. But good luck the rest of the way.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Dustin Logston, the 51 Nerditude, racing for Martin Sports. Got quite a few drivers here this season, of course, series sponsor. See up there the recap, 11 cautions, only 4 lead changes. Zach Carr, though, back to the point. Pace car lights will turn off this time. The Bernie Lytics machine. Learned a little bit about them. They've got a Twitter account. I looked into, I believe it's predictive AI, things like that. Analyzed quite a few years of data in NASCAR history. So always interesting stuff to me. I love looking back at history and trends and things like that. Cool that Jack has that as a sponsor for at least a few races this season. He designed the paint, kind of an old school looking car. We will get an interview with AJ at some point here tonight, Nick. Last week's winner, AJ Stravato. We'll see if we pull him up maybe under the next yellow flag. Pace car off and away we go. Zach Carr going to lead AJ Stravato down into turn 1. Reggie Ortega not able to get down in front of the 33. We work our way through the first couple of corners here. Side by side for the second position, and side by side for 4th and 5th. Seth Hatchell, Angelo Ronas. Hatchell trying to close the door. He is going to be able to get down in the inside lane. right in behind Stravato, who glides the back end a bit under, getting back on the throttle there. And hard in the corner was Reggie Ortega. Able to keep the momentum up on the high side. He'll stick right alongside Angelo Ronis. Chris Samard moving back into the picture here in 6th, but out in front, that car is driven away from AJ Stravato, now 8.5 tenths. We do see some smoke here on the front stretch. I am not sure who that was. Does look like Eric Lambert, possibly, on pit road. What happened to Eric here? Oh, he got turned around. That was... I'm not sure what number that was. Looking up, yeah, I think the 97 machine. Or car very similar to that one. Got into Eric Lambert. So the good run comes to an end here for Eric as he is parked on pit road. Still sitting there right now as that car pulling away now 1.5 seconds over AJ Stravato. And Seth Hatchell trying to put the pressure on here. Seth got a pretty solid finish last week at Daytona, opened up the season. He's won the championship the last 2 years. But we've got a new format with the chase this season. 12 regular season races, 8 chase races. There's not going to be any resets, no rounds, no eliminations. You make it in, then you're racing for the championship, and it's going to be a series of 8 races to determine who wins it. Seth has been one of the most consistent drivers the last few seasons. Him, Stravato, Keith Mayato, Zach Carr, of course, last season, by far and away the most dominant throughout the regular season. When it came to the playoffs, though, he struggled a little bit with some bad luck and just bad strategy at times. And Hatchell came through as really, I think, the most consistent driver in the last couple of rounds and ultimately won the final race. But Zach Carr going to try and prove a point here tonight. He is driving away from the field. They are a bit more spread out now. We've got a few less cars on track than we had before. Everybody doing a solid job right now as the leader is just driven away, and everybody's starting to line up here behind Stravato. Might be trying to save his stuff. Ryan Gemmel up here in the top 10. He's missing the front end of that race car. Not sure how that happened. Maybe ran into somebody, but right behind him, his teammate Keith Mayato. In 11th, Eric Hutton into 12th, recovering from an earlier incident. You've got Alan Dice up here in 13th, doing a real good job of keeping the car clean. And how about Safe Ferris closing in on him? Sends it into turn number 1. The 44 Ferris started 17th up to 14th, was in the top 10 at some points in this race. Dennis Faircloth, who's been through it all, tires than most of these guys around him, in 17th, now working past Jordan Shepard. That's going to be for 16th. Dennis starting to move forward. Man, nobody can compete with Zach Carr. He is a 10th faster than anyone else on the racetrack. That is some serious speed right now out of the 27 machine. Battle starting to develop a little bit farther back here. Reggie Ortega, Jeremy Stanley. Jeremy trying to hook that inside lane. Reggie older tires than these guys around him. Jeremy has pretty fresh tires, actually, 26. Quite a bit fresher than the top 5. That is showing right now. He's closing in on these guys. You can see the grip down there into the corner that he has that some of these guys do not have. Jeremy started in 12th, up to 6th now. He's been up and down through the field as well. But putting pressure now on Chris Samar, driver for Team V-Speed, the 37. Driver up there in New Hampshire. His dad used to race the Northeast Circuit in a car with a lot of the same colors that his car has. And Chris, familiar with these flat mile or shorter ovals that you get up here in the Northeast. New Hampshire, his home track, shaped just like this one. As we've got Jeremiah Vincent off the racetrack. Maybe his car has expired. He's going to take it behind the wall. Let's see what happened here. Pulled it down onto the apron. Yeah, just looked like he lost power there. Able to get it off the track and out of the way. As the lead now, Zach Carr, 3.5 seconds. Still one of the fastest cars on track. Angelo Ronis actually faster last time by. Mayato also a bit quicker as well. He's got fresher tires than majority of the top 10. And it is incredible just how hard they get on the brakes here. Big wiggle out of Bradley Wilson up there in front of him. They work past a lap machine there. I believe that's the 67. Is Scott Martin. So easy to step over the edge tonight. These guys now have a really good run going. I believe it's about 17 laps. This is definitely the longest one we've had all night. So very happy to see that we finally get some green flag racing side by side now. Dennis Faircloth, Joshua Abbey. Dennis starting to struggle just a little bit here. 18 laps on his tires, 47 on the 99's tires. Dennis able to stick with him though. This battle for 16th. He's trying to run that high lane, which I just don't think that's going to work here. Maybe on corner exit. He gets a really big wiggle, though. Right in front of Jordan Shepler. And do we see Stravato start to close in? A couple of cars well up the racetrack there. Dallas Sullivan and Eric Gallion just getting out of the way of the leaders. That could affect that battle back there with Keith Mayato, though. Bradley Wilson, it will not. They make their way past. Mayato. Bradley Wilson trading spots. Mayato into 8th as he gets a little bit loose at the exit of turn number 2. The lead did shrink by a few tenths. That car, he stretched it back out now. 4 seconds back to Stravato. It is not even close out here tonight. Stravato had a bad lap, though, 31.99. Not sure what happened. That car with a 31.4. That is half a second faster than Stravato. We've got a nice train of race cars here from 2nd back to Keith Mayato in 8th. Even throw Bradley Wilson in 9th right there. About 2 more seconds back to Ryan Gemmel, Josiah Vincent, Eric Hutton, Safe Ferris. About another 2 seconds back to Alan Dice, Kevin McGarvey, and his Faircloth another couple seconds back. So pretty spaced out now, and how long these guys can go on a single set of tires. Showing Zach Carr 51 laps on this current set. question is probably going to be fuel tonight more than anything. Eric Lambert back on the racetrack in 29th position. Only 2 laps down, so he pulled it in, got his damage fixed, at least some of it, and back on the racetrack. Only drivers out of the race so far: Timmy Emanuele, Luke Knupp, Cody Adkins. That's it. Jeremiah Vincent, I think, might be done for the night, also blowing the engine there. And Thomas Brendel has been on pit road for nearly 10 minutes, so he may have called it. How about Zach Carr? Cannot say enough about him. 4.3 seconds out in front of AJ Stravato. That battle, though, not even close to being over. Actually, quite a few battles developing right here. Jeremy Stanley, Reggie Ortega, and Keith Mayato, they're trying to figure things out with the lap machine up there on the high side. Mayato is closed in. He's continuing to march forward. Those fresher tires paying dividends this point in the run. He is all over Reggie Ortega. Down in the corner, hard under braking. Mayato maybe overshot it, or maybe he's planning to try and cut down the track. The audio a little bit glitchy sometimes here on iRacing, but Mayato waiting on the throttle for so long right there, and the back end still started to come around on him. He puts pressure on the Virtual Racing League Camaro. The Nerditudes Ford Mustang in front. Oh, Reggie almost into the back of Jeremy Stanley. Chris Smart, Angelo Rona's getting close to doing battle right up here as well. 4th and 5th. As Stravato and Hatchell starting to pull away from them. The gap up to Zach Cart maybe starting to decrease. Let's take a look here. Oh, big slide by Ronas. Here comes Samard. Might have a run. Down in turn number 1. He is going to send it down in there. Able to get it to hook. Angelo going to pretty much give him the spot, I think. Not worth doing battle at this point, as AJ making his way around a lap car. That almost held him up big time. Hatchell still all over him. Just 2 car lengths between those drivers. That car still the fastest one on the racetrack, so nobody is touching the 27 right now. It'll be battle for best of the rest. Unless there's a mistake by Zach or miscalculated something with fuel or tires. We have a car rolling off of pit lane. That was like Thomas Brendel back on the racetrack after a very long pit stop, 12.5 minutes. He finds himself in 30th after starting 34th. So really just 4 cars out of the race right now. You have 24 on the lead lap. Dennis Steele, the last car on the lead lap. He is about to lose that status, however, as there is Zach Carr right behind him. Dennis currently about 1.3 seconds per lap off the pace. Don't think he has much damage, maybe a little bit on the right side, maybe a little on the nose, but either way, just not feeling up to speed right now. Next one to take the position is last car on the lead lap. That is Miles Morse, who's still got a few seconds back to Zach Carr. Lane Sulfridge in 22nd would be the next one after him. Kenny Bishop, Joshua Abbey, James Loveland, who's returned to the lead lap after a couple incidents earlier on, battling with Jordan Shepler for 18th right now. Kenny Bishop, Joshua Abbey, they're doing battle right here to get inside the top 20. There goes Kenny right on by Josh up the hill. Said that a lot tonight, but that's been the case. A lot of these guys just drifting well wide of the racing line. It is a little bit different here than what you see at New Hampshire, where you might run up in the second or third groove and cut down to a low exit. Use the preferred groove tonight, definitely the inside lane. That car continuing to click off amazing laps here. 32 flat that time, not his best, but working by, I think, 2 lap cars in that lap. If he gets a better one this time around. 31.75, that's more like it for him. Stravato 32.1. That is 0.4 faster for Zach Carr. That is what the difference is right now. Not even close. Hatchell 32.1 as well. He's basically as fast as Stravato. I think they're pretty well equal. That car in a league of his own, a zip code of his own, and we should be seeing pit stops here, I think, in the next 20 laps. Then we'll have a run to the end. That could get very interesting if anyone has any issues. The Aurora Forza Vlogs. This is the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Below the Double Yellow Racing League. I do not, it is a fixed series, but tonight they're running a custom setup because there aren't any that exist for the Milwaukee Mile and the next-gen NASCARs. So they will run custom setups if there's nothing out there, or if the official set is kind of broken. But tonight has definitely been tricky with these guys with this custom setup. They have really struggled out here. Recap, we've had 11 cautions and luckily have not had any in quite some time. It's been over 35 laps since our last yellow flag. We had 11 in the first 75. There's Zach Carr about to put a lap on Miles Morse. Will fall to the lucky dog position. Lane Sulfridge right here in front of him, not too far up the road. The next one in line. Lane currently running a 32.5, Zach Carr 31.9, and Stravato and Hatchell, those guys pretty well matching its times now as Zach works through lap traffic. Again, thank you for watching here tonight, Aurora. Glad you tuned in. If you want to watch more of this, we do broadcast Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays. We broadcast this league on Tuesdays. Thursday nights, we'll broadcast the BMW Car Club of America. They race the BMW M8Es. That is a road racing series. If you like what you see, hit the like button and subscribe. You can hit that notification bell to stay notified of when we go live. It'll be every Tuesday and Thursday for the next few months. You can also find us on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter to see what we're doing on those platforms. That car still leading the way. There's no battles to speak of in the top 5, but just outside the top 5, Keith Mayato actually has gotten into 5th position, so that's a little change there. Moved his way up a few spots past Angelo Ronas and Reggie Ortega, who are fighting for 6th now. Jeremy Stanley a little farther back, about 5, 6, actually no, about 10 car lengths back. And Ryan Gemmel, another 12 to 15 back from him. That is in 9th position. But Ryan started back in 29th tonight. He had to work his way through the field. He's been caught up in 2 or 3 different things. And finds himself in the top 10. That's what it takes, though, to get things done here. Just got to keep plucking away. Bradley Wilson going to get passed up now by Eric Hutton. Continues his march back towards the front. we'll start to see pit stops pretty soon here. I don't know who's going to be the first takers. Why you would pit sooner rather than later at this point. The lap times have fallen off by about 1.3 seconds, so that's what you're gaining when you come back out on fresh tires. But I would think Zach Carr here would just respond as soon as he sees anybody behind him. He could bear to hit a few laps after them and still maintain the race lead. We got a battle up here right in front of the 27. That is Dennis Faircloth and Jordan Shepler. These guys have been going at it. And almost contact right there. Shepler in the wall as Zach Carr works past. He was going to run right into Dennis, and I think he just decided to take the wall down rather than the 80. Trying to keep an eye on pit road here. Looks like Reggie Ortega, the first taker. You see somebody behind him starting to make his way down. Oh, that is though. Reggie comes to a stop in his pit box. There's Jordan Shepler and a few others going to bring it in. That car staying on the racetrack. Battle for second could come down to when these drivers decide to pit as Chris Samard. Oh my goodness, he is closed right up on Seth Hatchell. That's for third. And AJ has driven away. He's starting to close in actually on Zach Carr. That gap now down to under 4 seconds. At least for the time being, as Zach puts some laps on a few of these drivers. Big wiggle for Stravato though. That costs him some time. Yeah, Chris Samard, good drive from him. He started third tonight. Has not led any laps yet. But right here, riding behind his teammate in fourth, there's Lane Sulfridge working off of pit road to 71. '98 of Bradley Wilson, I believe, worked his way onto pit road here. Or some other ones, the 99 gonna work his way on. I think I saw Keith Mayato. Yeah, Keith Mayato commits to pit road from inside the top 5. So this is dangerous a little bit. Oh, he makes a mistake getting into his box. That'll cost him a lot of time right there. 77 of McGarvey pulls it into pit road. Eye on some of these other leaders. None of the rest of the top 5 bringing it in just yet. Hutton staying out as well. Safe Ferris. Got a little fresher tires. He can afford to go farther. There is Hutton going to pull in. 31 of Miles Morse as well pulls it down pit road. Well, how about our race leader, Zach Carr, who's working out at turn number 4 right now. That is how far ahead he is over second place AJ Stravato. Now 4.5 seconds as Stravato works past Shepler. Here comes Chris Samard to bring it to pit road. 30 laps to go next time by. So still a decent run yet in this race. But you'll be able to push a little bit harder knowing that not that much remaining. That car again working on a turn 4 as Samard pulled into his pit box. He's going to stay on the racetrack. Stravato, I think, would maybe want to think about bringing it in, seeing that Samard came in. Here is Seth Hatchell. Late commitment right there. He'll get it slowed down just in time. He will bring it down from the 3rd position. When does that car respond to that? Dave Ferris takes over 3rd now. Owen Dice up to 4th. He's been out here on these tires 80 laps in that 5 machine. And just over half a lap down as well. Here comes Zach Carr. He'll bring it in. AJ Stravato also going to pull it down pit road. Does Safe Ferris try and stay out a couple laps, maybe lead a lap or two? Has not led any yet. He'll take over the top spot for the moment. AJ Stravato into his box. Wonder if anyone would try 2 tires. Probably not with the way the tire wear has been. There goes Zach Carr. There goes AJ Stravato off of pit road. There goes Seth Hatchell right on by. He already made his stop. And the gap up to Zach Carr is going to be a lot less than it was before they started the pit cycle. They fare his way around the racetrack, but Zach Carr into turn number 3. Seth Hatchell just 1.1 seconds behind him. He's the only one who's been able to keep up with the 27, at least on the short run. As Kenny Bishop pulls it down pit road, he'll give up a spot in the top 5. Into his pit box. Team drivers overshooting it all night long. Safe Ferris still your race leader. Yellow flag flies. Oh my goodness, maybe my auto involved in that? Yep, he's missing the back bumper. Let's go see what happened to Keith. I saw another driver involved. Oh boy, the 33 of Stravato got a piece of it. And then also another one, that's the 67 of Scott Martin, who came flying in after the fact. Mayato, Stravato racing for position right here. Keith had pit a little bit earlier, gets into the back of AJ, who then locks it up trying to save it. And there goes the 67, just comes flying in. Keith, a couple of issues getting car slowed down into turn number 1 tonight. That is going to cost him dearly in this one, as we were down to 15 cars on the lead lap. What a break for Safe Ferris, possibly, to put some pressure tires on. Without the worry of losing much time, he can get a little more damage fixed. He should be up here in the top 10. AJ pulls into his box. Going to be frustrated with that. Surely frustrated. Nick, I said I'd interview him under the next caution, but man, I don't know if he's going to want to talk right now. $25 laps to go. Just got our 12th caution of the race, and again, there's a poll. Vote for how many cautions you think we're going to end up with here tonight. The leading vote was 20. I don't think we even have time for that, so like whoever voted for 15, you are going to be right on. Got Zach Carr out there in front. Pull him into. I've not talked to Zach yet.
Reverse, but
hey Zach, sorry to pull you up here in the middle of your conversation. You're out in front here. You've been able to drive away from the field a couple times now. Obviously, you got this place figured out. What is the car doing for you that you're liking about it?
Don't worry about the conversations. I don't know about the figured it out part. This is my second ever time running here, but yeah, no, I'm just using everything I learned in the Gen 6 car from my buddy Connor Horn. He taught me how to run this place, and I used it against him in Orel, in our league I run in back a couple years ago, and using it again here, and it's working out good. The only thing I could say is the car is always on edge, and you always got to be ready for it. If you're not, you're gonna wreck. And as you've probably seen in the booth tonight, right there in the green though, pit stop problem put us back a little bit, but it's all right. I think we can overcome this.
Yeah, there's been a lot of pit stop issues for drivers tonight. A lot of just issues in general.
Yeah,
getting down into the corner and getting off the corner and things like that. It's been entertaining and interesting for sure. But it looks like you guys are taking the green this time. So good luck out there.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to get Bernie Analytics in victory lane for the first race. Cause it'd be great for them.
Yes, sir. Great to see him on the car.
Oh yeah.
car who won so many races last season for his first one here tonight in race number 2 of season 5. The Bernie Lytics number 27 Camaro out in front. Got Seth Hatchell to his outside, who's been so strong tonight as well. And Chris Simard, Reggie Ortega in row number 2. Green flag back in the air. Great jump for that car. And Hatchell will secure second place right down in front of his teammate. They will fight for third now. Ortega to the high side, Simard down low. They're going to make a little bit of contact out of the corner. Just a little door rub in there. Might have been more of a matter that the 2 was maybe a bit sideways, as Gemmel was going to force his way down in to the inside lane. Going to try and close up here to the top 5. Almost all of the wrecks that we have seen tonight have been on these restarts. Right now, able to get things rolling pretty cleanly for the moment. Hatchell already 6/10 off the back bumper as yellow flag will fly, and another car going around right there. That was Dustin Logston, who gets sent down into the inside wall. I'm not sure what brought out the yellow flag, but we'll take a look. Ooh, it was also Dustin Logston involved in this one. Started the incident here. He was racing side by side with Safe Ferris. Just inside the top 10, I believe, at that point. Goes down in the corner. Drifts up in the middle a little bit. Catches the 44 of Safe. Goes up in the outside wall, and then he spins it down to the inside lane. No, Safe Ferris not going to be happy about that one. Let's go back and take a look here. Yeah, he was, looked like he was holding his lane there. 51 caught, yeah, the apron a little bit. Sent him up. Hey, Alec, been quite the race tonight. Missed quite a lot. I think that's caution number 13. Safe Ferris is able to get rolling there. Caution number 13, 6 total lead changes. That car has led the most laps so far, I think over 55. Good thing for Safe is he will remain on the lead lap here. 6 positions, 17 drivers on the lead lap. And it's Faircloth's going to get the wave around, or the lucky dog rather. He 18th car on the lead lap. Dennis is, he's been through it all here tonight. Looking like he may end up on the lead lap. I want to give a big shout out once again to Martin Sports for sponsoring this series and tonight's race. Again, this is the Martin Sports 150 from the Milwaukee Mile. 150 laps, 150 miles, second race of the season. And the bonus tonight is for lowest incident point count. I am not sure there's going to be anybody with 0 by the end of this one. Hatchell might have 0. Maybe Chris Simard, maybe a few of these guys up towards the front. But almost everybody from the mid-pack on back is going to have a couple of incident points. See who ends up with that bonus, but it has been all over the place tonight. We just had a very long green flag run. But before that, the first 75 laps of the race, we had 11 cautions. We've now had 2 back-to-back. Put your pick in chat for who do you think is going to win this. Is it going to be Zach Carr, who's dominated this middle portion of the race? Been one of the fastest cars all race long regardless. Going to be somebody else here in the top 5. Maybe Hatchell, Simard, who have been very fast as well. Somebody else entirely. It could be anybody. Still good amount of laps left here. Work down the back straightaway. We'll take the green flag this time with 17 laps to go. 17 miles left, 150-mile race, and who's to say if we get overtime or not at this point? Looking like it's very possible. As Zach Carr, Seth Hatchell gonna lead us back to the green flag. Carr in control. Green flag back in the air. Good jump. Hatchell timed it a little bit better this time, but still, it is gonna be all Zach Carr down into turn number 1. Now the battle for second among teammates. Chris Samard, Seth Hatchell fighting for that second position. Hatchell up the track. Samard's still there, but looks like he's going to wave the white flag for the moment and at least give that spot up. Hatchell slips up the track right there, really sent it down into turn 3, but not going to matter though. Samard able to drive away from the 2 machine of Reggie Ortega behind. Single file, and we've got a car going up into the wall. Oh boy, that was a hit from what I saw. Dustin Logston, and we've got a pile up in turn 1. Lane Sulfridge, Kyle McGarvey, and I thought I saw Alan Dice. Well, the first thing I saw was that 51 car, Dustin Logston, getting punted by someone. It was on from there. Racing it up between the 5 of Alan Dice and then Josiah Vincent right there behind him. As Safe got really sideways, ended up bringing it down to pit lane. And there's the hit. Sent him around. Alan Dice went sliding and piled into by 2 cars. Alan Dice, I think, also took a pretty good hit there after. Yeah, it should be rear end first. Oh, man. Stopped that car's momentum entirely. He is lucky he did not get hit again. So close there. What it looked like from the front of the 77. Kevin McGarvey, I think I said Kyle. Oh man, just picked the high side and got it slowed down a little bit, but not enough. Lane Sulfridge also involved in this one. Tried to shoot the gap and gap closed up. That car will remain the race leader here as we get another caution. That is going to be a lap machine. Going to get lap back right there. Joshua Abbey back onto the lead lap. For him. We work under the yellow flag. We're going to go side by side to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Here we go, waiting for the green flag. There it is. That car off and away. He's going to take over that race lead once again. And Seth Hatchell, though, able to stay with him a little bit closer on this restart. Going to really have to try and push the issue here these last 10 laps. As Reggie Ortega has taken over third from Chris Samard. Chris not done yet. He is charging down into the corner there, right on the back bumper of that VRL machine. As there's a big wiggler down there. He's going back up into the field. Jeremy Stanley. Oh my goodness, what a hit. Thomas Brendel into it. Dennis Steele and Eric Hutton also, or someone else got a piece of that one. Oh man, I saw him wiggling up out of the corner there, and that was just going to be bad news from the start. We got a piece of there. I'm not exactly sure which car he collected in it. Jeremy Stanley, the 60, sideways, trying to hang on to it for this whole time. Ended up losing it. Catches Hutton. Bam! What a hit. How about Eric Hutton, though? He's rolling again. Wow. Did he save this? Wow, what a save. What a piece of driving there by Eric Hutton. Push the clutch in and just, hope it spins around, catch it, back when it goes straight again. Wow, what a great job there, though. Go back on board with him here. Oh, just got a little tap there from James Loveland, but other than that, and he probably thought it was over. Never want to be facing the wrong way on the straightaway. So let's see if we go on board there with Thomas Brendel. Try and see what he saw. Probably just smoke. Oh, man. Looked like he was going to go low, and then he picked late. It was definitely too late. And a Steele rolled into it as well, but not nearly the hit that Thomas Brendel took right there. That was violent, and that's going to end his day just a bit short. Race. That car able to hold on to the top spot. Seth Hatchell second. Reggie Ortega third. Chris Samard fourth. Ryan Gemmel up in the top five. AJ Stravato's recovered up to eighth here. I think we'll pull him in this.
What's a defend first team?
Hey AJ, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
We've had some requests to pull you up in the booth here just to talk to you. One from Nick Starling there in chat. Man, it's been a rough night for everybody here, I think. But you got turned there. Got some contact with Keith, and you're able to recover now up into the top 10. Man, not many laps going or left in this race, but how's it been for you? I know it's been up and down for everybody.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best word. This car's been fun to drive in the long run, I'll tell you that. It's a new challenge that I definitely got to get used to, and like how the car drives. But yeah, it's been an up and down race. When we've had long green flag runs, it's been fun. I don't know what happened. I won't make a comment on the incident with me and Keith. I'm obviously not happy about it at all, but I haven't looked at it, so I don't want to say anything just yet. But from the looks of it, it felt like I just got ran the hell over, which is pretty annoying because it's happened a few times. But it is what it is. We're still in the top 10. We still got like a decent car, like in terms of like optional damage wasn't too bad. So we'll just get out there and see what we can do for the rest of the race.
Yeah, you've been really fast here tonight. It was definitely unfortunate. I'm sure. I don't think Keith meant to do it. I don't know what would have caused it, but man, it was quite the hit for sure. But way to recover so far. Good luck here in the last few laps.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
AJ Stravato did get a word in with him for you there, Nick. You know, he's frustrated. I would be, and it just seemed like it came out of nowhere with Keith there, and Keith did have a couple issues tonight with getting in turn number 1, but seemingly came out of nowhere. Keith has taken it behind the wall as well. Zach Carr, good jump once again. Green flag in the air. 5 laps to go in this race. And Reggie Ortega now moves to second. He's led some laps tonight. Seth Hatchell shuffled back to third. How about Ryan Gemmel now up to 4th? Chris Samard in 5th position. They are shaking it up just outside the top 5. Samard goes up the track. There goes Bradley Wilson into the top 5. Man, what a start to the season Bradley Wilson has had. Coming in the top 5 second week in a row. The guy who won the race right there behind him, he could very well end up in the points lead if he gets a couple more spots here before it's said and done. 4 laps to go though, and it is still Zach Carr leading the way. After a race of attrition, 15 cautions. That was one of our 3 pole options. As battle for third now, Seth Hatchell and his teammate Ryan Gemmel. And Gemmel not giving up just yet. He knows how hard it is to beat that number 8 machine. And Ryan looking for his first win in some time, so they are not done battling. That's the 3rd position. And AJ Stravato trying to get back in the top 5. Battling with Bradley Wilson. There he is. He'll get the 5th position away from the 98. Continuing to march back forward. 3 laps to go. Anything could happen here. Gemmel looking like he might get back on the podium. That car just 6 more corners to go. Hanging on. And Reggie Ortega in second. Big slide down the track. And here comes Gemmel and Hatchell closing right in. Stravato trying to get up onto the podium. What would be an incredible recovery with his issues late in the going here. And big block there from Gemmel to his teammate. And white flag in the air for Zach Carr, who has dominated the second half of this race. Nobody can even touch him. Look at the gap he's pulled out here in just 5 laps. He's already almost a second and a half up the road. It is no contest for that 27, but battle for the final spot in the top 3. Gemmel sends it deep. He goes wide. Here comes Hatchell. Here comes Stravato. 3 wide for 3rd. Who's it going to be? Zach Carr wins it. And Hatchell just at the line edges out Stravato. That's the final spot in the podium. How about Reggie Ortega, 2nd place. Bradley Wilson comes home 6th. Chris Samard ends up 7th after restarting in 4th position, I believe. Eric Hutton, after that crazy slide on the front stretch, he'll get a top 10 finish here tonight. But Zach Carr, the race winner, had dominated the second half of this race. The Bernie Lytics machine finds victory lane. Its first appearance here in the congrats to Zach. After starting up there in the top 5, leads 80 of the 150 laps tonight. Let's see if we pull him in here straight away. Hey Zach, Adam, the V-Speed booth, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, I know we just talked not that long ago, but man, what a dominating performance here in the second half of this race. Get your first win of the season. And basically picking up right where you left off at the end of last season. This was just a blowout on your part, man. You just absolutely ran away with it here tonight.
Yeah, no, like I told you earlier, in the car, I feel like I'm one of the first guys to actually kind of trust the car. Like I was saying earlier, the car is it's kind of snappy. It doesn't really you don't know what's happening. So, you know, that whole time, that one run when I was out in front of AJ by about 5 seconds, throughout that whole run, there'd be moments. You've probably seen it on broadcast where there'd just be moments out of the corner where the car just doesn't want to go back to the top. It would just kind of try to hook me to the apron, and it's freaky. Don't get me wrong. It's very scary, especially when you're just out there by yourself. You know, you have a huge lead and you just don't want to mess anything up, and all of a sudden the car just wants to go into the inside wall. It's really freaky. So I feel like a lot of guys don't have that trust with the car like I do yet. I feel like I just said before, though, I feel like a lot of guys will start believing in the car and start trusting it more throughout the season. It's just we're all new here to this car and nobody knows. Like I said, this is probably about my third, fourth race in this car, so it's new to me, but I had fun.
Yeah, and very, very impressive out there tonight. I mean, for periods of this race, you were 3 or 4 tenths of a second per lap faster, even including that last lap there. You were 3 faster than Reggie. This shows how fast you were all race long, really. Even racing behind Seth, you were all over him. But you get your first win here tonight. We go to Kentucky for race number 3. How do you feel about going out there?
I don't know yet. I haven't tried this car on a mile and a half yet, especially with a flat one like Kentucky. I feel like that's going to be kind of... I think the closest thing I could compare that to would probably be Nashville, and even then I haven't driven this car on that track since the updates. So I'm hoping it's kind of like this, where it's all in the driver's hands, more of spread out kind of, skillful racing compared to the 550 package. Like, don't get me wrong, the 550 package, it was fun in its own way, and it definitely took skill in its own way. It's just I feel like I think a lot of guys and a lot of drivers are happy to be back at this.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy to be back with high power, lower downforce. That is return to kind of the old school that I think we all know and love. But you definitely proved your skills out here tonight. You ran a heck of a race. You lead 80 laps after starting in 5th. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for victory tonight?
Just my teammates. We worked together real well tonight, especially right there at that final restart. I wanted to get LDR a 1-2 finish there with Reggie. Was able to get him up to second there off that restart. AJ ran really strong tonight. Like he told me earlier, he had no practice with the car either. He's been in GT3 racing, so I'm just glad to see his performance tonight after not having any practice. Big shout out to the sponsor of Bernie Lytics, man. You should go check them out. I know the guy that's running it, my buddy Matt. He has big visions for this, and I'm just hoping to get the name out there.
Yeah, and definitely getting out there tonight. You put them in victory lane, so congrats on that. Your first of this. Go celebrate with those guys, and catch you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. Glad to be back.
All right, that was race Reggie Zach Carr. Next is Reggie Ortega. Second position, the Virtual Racing League machine. Reggie Ortega, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Reggie, it was all over the place for you here tonight. You did find yourself out in front for quite some time. You lead 26 laps. You end up second place here to Zach, who I think was kind of in a league of his own here tonight. I think most of us could agree. But, man, you had a shot at it there. You were in the running, and what a performance tonight.
Yeah, man. I honestly didn't think I was going to be in that position up there, considering the wreck that happened in lap 1. But yeah, definitely from leading, I really felt good about it, and I started to get the hang of the car afterwards. And man, the cautions really did help me. I was able to get past some cars there, and then luckily my teammate helped me out on the last restart there to stay with him. But yeah, those last few laps, I don't know what happened, but the car would there was just no grip. I could not get any grip. I was sliding everywhere, and man, I just wish I had a few more laps to be able to get back to him.
Yeah, we saw a big moment there out of I think it was turn number 2, where then Seth and Ryan caught up to the back bumper there. Were you worried that something might happen? I mean, we saw issues with people getting on the brakes all race long, and just as soon as cars would get close to each other is when we saw issues. Were you concerned there coming the checkered?
Oh yeah, very concerned with those last few cautions, especially it's the very end of the race and the way the brakes are and all that. But man, I definitely had 2 close calls where I thought I was gonna end my race there and choke it, but oh man, we held it together and finished second, so I'm really proud of that.
Definitely a good way to get the second race of the season and kind of get your back on track here after kind of a rougher race last week.
Yeah.
We go to Kentucky next week. Another kind of unique track. How do you feel about going there?
Kentucky, I like it. Sometimes it's it can go very bad, but I do like that track, and I do like the new layout they have there. That's been repaved and all that. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I can get a win there.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too much of a pack racing like we saw with the low horsepower cars. But great performance here tonight. You lead 26 laps after starting 4th. You end up runner-up here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, definitely the team, man. Really are definitely a really good group of guys there, and you, Adam, in the V Speed broadcast, and definitely below the Double Yellow League. Those guys do a really good job by holding it together.
Yeah, it was a rough one tonight, but everybody figured it out for the second half, and definitely a much better race. Great race tonight, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Reggie Ortega, second place finisher. Let's go to third place now. Seth Hatchell in the 8 machine. Seth Hatchell, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Seth, you had a great race out there tonight. You lead really the opening 40 laps, and then everybody was trying to chase down Zach Carr. He's so fast out here tonight, but there were moments out there where it was you and him, really just the only two in contention at the front of this field. Rundown of how things went for you and that super close finish at the end.
Yeah, it was a long night, you know, a lot of cautions. I was pretty happy to get the pole. I think my pole lap was like 2/10 quicker than anything I didn't practice. So I sort of figured something out there, but obviously Zach had the quickest car tonight. He was behind me there for the first 40 or so, like you said, and I was able to hold him off. But he got me on the pit strategy and, or not even strategy, just got me on pit road and just chasing him the whole rest of the race. But I definitely feel like I was the second best car, if not tied for the second with AJ. You know, just trying to make it through the cautions, trying to make it through the field, stay up there because track position was really important. And then that finish at the end, I'm sort of upset with myself because I feel like second was pretty achievable there, and I just lit up the rear tires too much and was really loose the last 2 laps. And I was able to get Ryan back and just barely beat AJ there. So happy to get the third, but I think second was doable there.
Yeah, 4 1,000ths of a second between you and AJ at the stripe. That's as close as it gets. But yeah, a lot of people struggled tonight. You know, a lot of wrecks, like you said, and did a good job managing the track position all race long. Though you were up there in the top 5 after working your way back from top row. You go to Kentucky next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Feel pretty good. I haven't raced one of these cars at 1.5 miles yet, but now that we got the 670, it ought to be pretty fun. So I'll put in some laps there. And Kentucky's become a pretty unique track. 1 and 2 ought to be pretty close to flat out, and 3, 4 we'll have to probably brake going in there. So that ought to be fun. Yeah, we're ready for the first 1.5 miles. They were my bread and butter last year, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, that is for sure. You got 3 wins, or at least a couple wins on those late in the season. So looking forward to seeing if you can get another one here in 2. But third place tonight, you do lead 40 laps after starting on the pole. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank you, Adam, for doing a great job with the broadcast. Got to thank Martin Sports for sponsoring the race and our league. They do a great job. And all the sponsors that help with this league. Nick and all the admins for putting on great races for everybody, all the drivers, and my team V-Speed.
Awesome, Seth. Well, great drive tonight. Way to get onto the podium there at the end, and we'll catch you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Seth Hatchell, third place finisher here tonight for following up a couple of the LDR machine 1 and go through the rest of our results here tonight. Again, our race winner, Zach Carr, down there on the front stretch, takes the race win here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. 15 cautions and only 6 lead changes, and Zach Carr was a few of those himself. So what a race from him. He 80 laps in one. The next most dominant driver was Seth Hatchell, who ended up third, but Reggie Ortega really strong as well, led 26 laps, comes home second. Hatchell third. AJ Stravato recovers back up to 4th late in this race. Ryan Gemmel, solid top 5 for him after starting deep field. Bradley Wilson, another putting together great finishes here, finishes 6th. Chris Simard home 7th. Angelo Ronas finishes in 8th. James Loveland comes home in 9th. Eric Hutton, after that great save on the front stretch, position 11th was Josiah Vincent, 12th Dennis Fairclough, 13th Alan Dice, 14th Joshua Abbey, 15th was Kenny Bishop, 16th Jordan Shepler, 17th Kevin McGarvey, 18th Miles Morse, 19th Dave Ferris, rounding out the top 20 tonight. Den Hill 21st, Eric Lambert. 22nd, Jeremy Clapper Newell. 23rd, Robert Gilmore. 24th, Jeremy Stanley. 25th, Eric Gallion. 26th, Dustin Logston. 27th was Sulfridge. 28th, Keith Mayato. 29th, Scott Martin. And rounding out the top 30, Thomas Brendel. 31st, Dallas Sullivan. 32nd, Jeremiah Vincent. 33rd, Cody Adkins. 34th, Luke Knupp. And rounding out the field tonight, 35th, T. Emanuele. Big field tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. It was a crazy race out there tonight. Man, forward to Kentucky next week. It's going to be kind of a return to a more traditional racetrack, although Kentucky has its own unique set of characteristics. So it should be a really fun race there. You won't want to miss it next Tuesday right here, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time on V-Speed, the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. You can also find us here on Thursday for the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. They'll be racing BMW M8 GTs at Spa. That should be a really fun one as well. So tune in Thursday, 8:15 for that one. Next Tuesday right here for the Cup Series. Thank you so much for watching. All the sponsors that make this happen. Find us at all these different social media outlets throughout the week. Catch you next time.